Welcome to Empirical Peapod.
We're recording now, but
Oh shit!
yeah. So
So
pay
stop
attention to your
text.
25-year-olds from California.
Stop texting. Stop texting boys.
Stop texting children in
Stop.
California.
Literal children. I don't know how old this guy is. I'm praying he's in his 30s because he's
Praying.
cute.
Wow.
He's cute,
I
and
don't.
his astrology's good, which matters.
Is it?
It is Aries sun.
Did the witch say that?
I haven't looked at the whole chart yet.
Yeah, but I only trust the witch.
I haven't.
Actually, I even got rid of my astrology books because I don't. I need to hear from the witch.
It's not. I don't bother her with every single one because, like, right now, if I bothered her with every single one that I was interested in,
Holy
it'd be like
Christ!
a list of 10. So, so I only bother her with the ones that I'm like serious about.
That makes sense.
Which right now, the word serious is also kind of funny because I'm not serious
Yeah,
about fucking
it's a
anything.
relative term.
It's very relative. It's very relative right now.
Yeah. So I guess in the first minute here, we've already said some things without saying them. Uh,
Yes, we have.
so today we're here with Amie Langus. You know what? You know something that's funny? Whenever I look up your name on my phone, I can never find it. Somehow in my phone, it says Lamey Dangus.
Hell yeah, brother.
I don't know what the hell that's from.
Dude, that started oh my god, that started with, Beth Bethany Kipper was her maiden name, I believe. She's a lovely human being that I met, when I worked at, uh, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, wow.
Her and I it was one of those friendships where, like, you see them from across the room and you're like, "She's gonna be my friend." And instantaneously, we were like, "We're besties. I love you so much." And we kinda followed each other around a couple different bars and restaurants, but she would call me Lamey, and she would say, "The L is for love."
That's awesome.
And then Dangus, I think, came from Nate Salisbury, like, in high school.
Yeah.
Amy can't hang with the big wangling Dangus.
Wow.
Not accurate.
Well, I think you grew into it, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Sure.
Oh god.
So you've had quite a lot going on since we talked last.
Yeah.
Where do we even start? Obviously, the cat's out of the bag with the introduction we just did. You're less married now
I'm less married.
than you were last time we spoke.
Yeah. I was barely
Um,
married then.
that's true. Did you guys were you even married a year?
We technically got married in 2023
Right, that's right. Because you guys didn't say anything.
legally. Yeah, we legally got married. We didn't, like, make it a thing. We just, like, signed some papers. It was, like, on a Monday afternoon in the condo. Didn't even have to go to the courthouse or anything. Colorado is so chill. So, yeah, your dog can be your, like, witness.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
You can literally just have their, like, little paw stamped on your marriage
Kind
license.
of awesome, actually, but it sounds wild.
It's so white here. Everyone is so white. So yeah, it was really casual. We just did that so that I could have benefits and that, like, God forbid if something happened to him or me, we would have rights to, like, make sure that the other person was, like, getting the care that they needed or whatever, and our parents wouldn't be in charge of us, basically. Well, and because we loved each other. I mean, that's
Yeah,
we also did actually love each other a lot.
sure.
Yeah, and then we did the whole vow ceremony pretty recently, so 2024, November.
Yeah,
And
so
then
it
we
hasn't even
were
been a year since that.
nope, and then we
But
were
now
separated in May.
I say, did you have to go through a divorce proper, or did you just get an annulment?
Oh, yeah, divorce proper, absolutely.
Everything,
Actu
It's funny how it's weird how easy they are when everybody just agrees. It's like, yeah, that's fine.
Uh, I mean, I would say again, relatively easy. Like there's a lot of paperwork and we actually didn't fill it out the right way the
Some
first
divorces
time.
take years.
Well, yeah, when you're arguing over children and property and we were very amicable about the whole thing. He owns his condo. Like I don't want anything to do with that. Our cars were separate. Mine's paid off. Like we never merged like insurance, like car insurance or anything like that. So it was relatively easy, but we still had to fill out this like very lengthy financial statement. To be honest, I don't know if we're even officially divorced yet because
I
they
hope
said
you
that they
never
were
find out.
if you never find out. I don't know. It's not going to feel like celebratory to me or anything. It's not like I'm like, "Oh, yay, I'm free of this asshole." Like I don't
No,
that's not how I feel about it.
he's an
So,
amazing asshole. God,
he's an
amazing
amazing
asshole.
person. He's an incredible I'm very mad at him right now, but he's a great person.
I like that before we went live, you were like, the one thing I want to talk about is the stuff I'm still mad about. And you still managed to sneak it in there anyways. You cheeky little petty bitch.
I'm not going to talk about it.
Good. I don't want to hear about it.
I don't want that to color our conversation.
Yeah,
So, we're just going to keep it moving.
sweet. So at least just for the sake of understanding, because I'm sure everybody is like, what? At least Kay Leisure's like, what?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What
Absolutely.
changed or what kind of happened?
Oh, uh so basically w- I mean it all felt very sudden. It wasn't, looking back on it now. So much of our emotions and our feelings and what we're going through are like kind of subconscious and under the surface until
Yeah. Well, they're
we
hard to like as much as you try to be present or hold space, like it can be so misunderstanding.
yeah,
Like, and then one day the same feeling clicks and you're like, oh shit, it's been there for months.
that's what that was.
Yeah.
So there were things brewing in our relationship prior to us even saying our vows. And I think that's what's hard for a lot of our friends, especially like the ones that are really close to us, is it all felt so sudden. And so everybody kind of had this like shock.
Yeah.
Because I've never complained about him in any capacity ever. Like
Shit.
I'm always like, he's Prince Charming. He's amazing. And I think I kind of looked over at him one day. We were like sitting on the couch and I was like, we're roommates, man. We're just homies. We're hanging out. We're chilling.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad life. It's not a sad life.
Mm.
I'm a happy person in general. But then there was like, and here's where it gets a little woo woo and weird, but I'm a little woo woo and weird. Um, it felt like a soul calling. Like this is how I explained it to Katie is I was like, my soul was called to leave that relationship. It was like a lightning bolt struck out of the sky and was like, this is great, but this is not for you anymore and you got to go. Of course, there's a few other things like, there's like a few more like intimate details that I don't know that I exactly want to share
Well, those are
on
irrelevant to
here.
us.
Yeah. But I mean, there was a level of like independence that I had lost in that relationship too, because as loving and giving and caring as he is, and that's what I thought I wanted and what I thought I needed. There were moments in the relationship where I was like, I can do this myself. Like I'm like a toddler. I was like, I want to do it, you know? And it was like some of my like personal agency, I feel, was kind of like lost. And I mean, that's the reality of being in a relationship with somebody,
Sure.
right? Like that's
Yeah.
what happens. But at the end of the day, I'm like, is that even what I want? I don't know. So he didn't do anything wrong. It was nothing dramatic on that end. You know, he remained an incredible partner and remained really cool with me through the whole divorce process and everything. But I just knew that I had to go. I knew I had to go and I knew that there were other things for me. And as scary as it was, and as I mean, it was sad for me too. Like he was through and through my best friend. And that's another conversation I have with Katie is she's like, in society, we always talk about like your partner should be your best friend. Your partner should be your best friend. Not necessarily.
Right.
Not necessarily. And I think that that was kind of part of the realization too, is I was like, I don't know if I want a partner that's my best friend
Yeah.
because I want that passion,
Right.
you know? I want
You
that
want that.
passion.
You want that friction, though. Also.
A little bit. And here's the thing is like I came out of all of these toxic relationships throughout my life, and you very much know about that. And I was seeking safety and comfort. And so when I saw that in Anthony, I was like, that's it. This is it. I feel safe.
Yeah.
But there's a such thing as too safe.
Well, I think that that's kind of the beauty of it this whole time. Because I think it's easy for somebody to be like, write you off and just be like, wow, what a waste of time. That was stupid. But this is actually the most critical relationship you've had. Just because it didn't last like 20 years or 5 years or even whatever, like this is still the first like non-toxic relationship and the first safe space you've ever had where you can actually realize, all right, who am I when I'm in a healthy environment?
100%. 100%. And he absolutely helped me start to heal my anxious attachment. Cause I even remember like back to the first few months of our relationship, a couple times when he set boundaries with me, I was like, I was bristled. I was like, this is uncomfortable. He's allowed to say, no, I'm not coming over tonight because I want to go to the gym at 6 in the morning. And he's making commitments to himself and sticking to his word. That's fucked up. I hate that. But that started to make me respect him so much more. And then I was like, wait a second. If I do the same thing and I honor the commitments that I've made to myself as well, despite being really excited about this relationship and wanting to jump in head first, then maybe that'll make him respect me too. Wow. And
You're
so
so easy.
that, yeah, so that I mean was a huge lesson and a huge win for me emotionally. Now, healing is not linear, so that stuff does come back into play later
Yeah.
on, but now I'm more well equipped to be like, "Oh, I'm feeling anxious in this relationship. Why am I feeling anxious? Is it because I'm actually not safe or am I spiraling?" you
Right.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So,
I think that's critical to even be able to recognize and have those thoughts in the moment. Like that's still such a gift. Like I said this last time we talked too. I always go back to something your mom said about as you'll remember very well, the hats that we put on our partners. And I've talked about it a bunch in various episodes. Because your
yeah.
mom, when we talked about Dick, they were such a good couple, and like, but she only asked him to be this one thing.
Yeah.
He could wear that hat all day, and she
Yeah.
had friends and other things that she looked for to fill these other, basically to wear these other hats. And I think that that's crazy, and that because it makes so much sense when you think about it,
Yeah.
how much we put on our partners, and then when they fall short, like they should, because it's way too much, we're like, oh, well, I guess that relationship.
Well, and to be fair, if I'm going to take accountability in, this all ending, I think I did that. I put way too much on him and relied way too much on him. I mean, he gives and gives and gives and cares and cares and cares. And so it's easy to rely on him, right?
Right.
But I in that neglected deepening my relationships outside of him. I mean, and it's kind of natural to a certain extent to do that,
Sure. Yeah.
I think, and I've always kind of had the tendency to do that, but it really I don't know, you get so lonely when it's
Yeah.
just your partner who you're relying on for your emotional support and security. And fuck, since the breakup, oh my god, I have deepened so many of my relationships on levels that I didn't even realize were possible.
Right.
And it's a very emotional thing going through a breakup, and you see very quickly like who is willing to sit with you in the pain, and even especially when you're like kind of the bad guy, because I'm the fucking bad guy, let's be
I
honest.
guess if you feel the need to have a bad guy, sure.
Well, that's just a human nature. People are gonna do that. Like, people have chosen sides. There are certainly people who, like, no longer speak to me
Yeah,
that I that I
it's
am
such a
surprised that
weird trigger, the need to have good side and a bad side, because everything is a gray area.
but our brains love to categorize everything.
Sure,
Good,
yeah.
bad, ugly, pretty, like,
I like
we
things to be
love to put
organized.
it yeah, we love to put things in buckets, and so, if there was any inkling that someone had or they were kinda like, "Oh, she's kind of annoying, but she's fine. Anthony loves her, I guess." And then we break up, they're like, "Bye, bitch!"
Have you seen that with,
Okay.
people that you've known for a long time too? Or just kinda newer people? 'Cause
Oh my god, yeah.
I didn't say this, but I'm gonna. How many people that you knew, I'd be curious even if they would say this to your face after they found out and they were just like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Not a lot. You you obviously, because 'cause you've known me so well, you're like, "Wow, that" Greg.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Because Greg was one of the first people I called when I started to have these because I was feeling so fucking guilty, and I told him, "I need you to tell me, am I being a fucking dumbass right now? Am I fucking this up?" And he was like, "Amie, I'm shocked you made it this long."
Yeah.
He's like, "Marriages for fucking suckers. Go do you.
Yeah.
Go do you. You're probably gonna be so much better off. Whatever you decide to do, I got your back, bitch, but, like, fuck that. Go live your life," you know?
I love
I love him.
I love that him and I come to the same conclusion in vastly different ways
Yeah.
and vastly different language.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But he's very much, like, independence above all else, like, self-love about above all else. You have one life to live.
Yeah.
You better fucking do you at the end of the day, and that is what I really appreciate, and there have been a couple of other folks that have been of that, like I mean, even Emily last night was like, "Dude, at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter. Your reasons don't matter. Your explanation is not owed to fucking anybody."
That's true.
She said, "I'm proud of you for having the courage to do that." And, I'm gonna go off on a tangent here for a second, but so often in society, women martyr themselves in relationships and they will stay with someone. And I'm not saying this was my case, obviously, but women will stay with someone who not only doesn't make them happy, but someone who literally beats the fucking shit out of them or cheats on them or doesn't take care of their kids or doesn't provide anything to the household. I mean, you name it. And I was like, that ain't me. That's never going to be me, you
Yeah.
know? So I think sometimes there's an expectation of like, well, you have to stay and you have to work it out. Or you could listen to your intuition. I mean, and there's a difference, right? If there is
Definitely.
something that is workable, then sure. If I thought that there was a chance that we could switch this dynamic and switch the energy and get back to, whatever we were before,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I would have stayed. Of course. I fucking love him. I still love him.
Yeah. Well, I think
Um,
that it makes sense to me is you know, like you just said, the changing dynamic. Like it doesn't mean anybody is wrong. I understand people want to compartmentalize and stuff like that, but like it is what it is. Like you just you take it for what it is, and that's it. Now, 100%, I do believe that there's people that bump heads and or are triggered by certain things from past traumas or even current traumas and genuinely do want to be in that relationship and just need some
yeah,
help to get over those things. 100%.
sure.
That takes two
Sure.
people on the same page and a level of commitment to work through those things, and that's amazing. But then there's another thing where it's like, there's not even a problem here. Why am I creating one? Or am I creating one? Do I just not belong here?
Yeah. And I mean, I went through kind of 2 months of that, of doubting myself, and I was even telling the girls last night, Emily and Megan, I was like, for like 2 months, I would, in the middle of the night, have this clarity, and again, like almost this like soul calling of like, this is the right thing. You got to go. But then I would wake up the next morning and be like, no, no, and then same thing the next night, clarity, soul calling. This is the obvious choice. This is what you need to do. And then the next day I'd be like, fuck, you know?
Yeah, it's tough.
So it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for so long. And yeah, I doubted myself because my mom loves to say like, oh, you have abandonment issues, and so you abandon people before they abandon you, and da 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 da. I'm like, well, I was with him for 5 years, so
Yeah.
why would I suddenly be like, oh, let me abandon him before he abandons me? I don't think that's what's at play here.
Yeah. Also, I would challenge that she's correct that you have abandonment issues, but I think, like we just said earlier, with the toxic relationships, I think you've chosen those toxic relationships so that you'll get abandoned. Not that you need abandonment.
Oh, I like that. I mean, I don't like it. I don't.
Right.
But it makes sense.
Yeah. In the
That
past, it
makes
makes sense.
sense. Yeah, because you're like, okay, well, we know that this has an end date.
Yeah.
We know
That's
that
what I
this is
found.
not.
One of my most annoying characteristics is pursuing relationships I have that I know I have zero chance. Same idea. Like I don't have to worry about it or do anything really. I can just sit here and be like, oh, well, nobody likes me.
No,
And I'm sure they do. I'm just not out there looking for them because I'm wasting my energy on girls that are not interested. It's a whole dumb thing.
that's
But
let's talk about that actually.
yeah, well, I don't know. This isn't Tim Day episode.
Jay told me last night, he's like, you better ask him some questions. You better turn some shit around on him. And I was
Every
like,
single person that I've had on the show has been like, "Oh, let's do an episode about you," or "Oh, let me ask you questions." Uh, and I have not.
I don't know. I think that you're more slick than I am with the question asking. So I think
Yeah,
that you would overpower me in that attempt.
I
So
know how I can bulldoze, and I know how to direct a conversation. I'm really good because I don't plan anything or set anything up, so I'm really good like at the like just going and keeping it moving as much as possible.
you got that Aries, Taurus fucking
Yeah,
energy.
you'll notice me even
Weird
like
shit.
I'm trying to keep my head up and like my eyes focused. And I keep wanting to like naturally I want to put my head like a ram.
Just gonna headbutt you
I'm like,
into telling me intimate details about your life.
yeah, I like to pound them into your brain.
I don't give a shit anymore though. I'm an open book. Except for that one thing we talked about. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, that's good. Nobody cares.
Nobody
But
cares.
what is an awesome thing is so recently, was it just last weekend?
2 weekends
From
ago.
2 weekends ago. No, that's right.
August 9th.
August 9th, you did like a bodybuilding competition.
I did.
That's crazy.
Fucking sick, dude.
It's ridiculous. Can you take me back to where that because you would have trained for that for a better part of this year.
Yeah.
Where take me to the beginning of that, like how that kind of manifested the thought process of like, I'm gonna do this. That's the thing, like you commit. And I mean you
Oh
committed
yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
I want to
For
hear
sure.
the whole thing.
Okay, I got
Also,
you.
go onto her Instagram and look at Amy and these bedazzled little bikinis and her spray tan looking ridiculous. Like you look great, but like looking ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome.
It's ridiculous. The whole shit is ridiculous. Let me actually start there because I was in my office a couple weeks ago and I have this coworker who is very much like our kind of person. She's like autistic, ADHD, she's into
Is that
yoga.
us?
Yes. She's very political, like she's very no nonsense, kind of on the crunchy side. But she was like, Amy, I just think all this is like, she's like, I just can't wrap my brain around it. I don't see you like this. She's like, and now you've got like the the nails and the eyelashes and the this and the tan and the that. And she's like, it's just, I just don't see you in that way. And I was like, that's okay. I was like, I didn't see
Yeah.
myself in that way either. But she's just like, I can't wrap my head around the ridiculousness of it. And I was like, let's make no bones about this. I think it's ridiculous too.
Right.
I am doing it and I am participating in it. but I also can zoom out and see how absolutely weird this shit is. It's
Yeah.
so fucking weird. You butter up your body, you oil up your body, you spray tan your body, you put fake plastic shit on your nails, you put fake hair on your head, slather your face in makeup, walk around on lucite heels in a bedazzled bikini that costs upwards of $500+, and you wear it for one day on stage.
Yeah.
And you literally stick your asshole out to a panel of judges
You should hold your whole asshole.
who is whispering back and forth to each other and saying, I don't really like her glute tie-ins.
Right. Like
Her waist could come in smaller.
the whole thing is based on judging your body.
It's ridiculous and terrifying. It's like you're putting cocoa butter on your prize pig that you just fattened up over the last 5 years to take it to the fucking market or
Yeah.
the county fair and sell it.
Even
It's
worse, you're
ridiculous.
defattening your body, try to look amazing in this society where you're already feeling gross all the time.
Oh, and the praise that I'm getting from people like, "Oh, you look so good." I'm like, "This is not healthy."
Yeah.
They're like, "Drop the plan, Amy." I'm like, "Bitch, you ain't gonna do the plan. You don't wanna know. You do not wanna know what I've been doing.
Right.
You do not want I promise you
Does
do
it
not wanna
did you
know."
ever have a moment too, like, did it fuck you up when people started commenting like that and
Yes.
be like, "What the fuck did I look like before?"
No, 100%, but I noticed this a long time ago. I had this realization a long time ago back when I was working at Saddle Up, I think. Because I got the job at Saddle Up when I was, like, skinny after breaking up with Adam because I was fucking depressed and shit, and then I gained a bunch of weight and they stopped scheduling me, and people treat like, I noticed when I got thinner around that time that people started treating me differently,
Hmm.
and it depressed me. It depressed me because I was
That's
like,
depressing.
"Oh, I wasn't worthy when I was, like, 170 pounds, but now that I'm, like, 150, now you guys suddenly are like, 'Oh, she has value?' Fuck you." You know?
Yeah.
But that is the society we live in. Like, I'm not gonna do anything to change that.
But I don't yeah,
So
it's true, but I also think that that is a misrepresentation of society. Like, I don't think that that's as universal as people think, like, the people that are making those decisions think. I think somebody I don't even think somebody could tell the difference between some of those things, and certain people look really good a little thicker, like, there's a time and a place for everything. You kinda wanna cover all your bases.
well, and I always thought, like, moving through life as a thicker woman that, like, men really like that, and a lot of men do really like that, but a lot of men also don't like that.
Sure.
So, I mean, but I think in general, people started treating me better, men and women. Like, anywhere in public, they would treat me better. They would respect me more because I was thinner, for
That's
sure.
crazy.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
It
It
is
is.
fucked.
But anyway, we're tangenting right now. Um, okay. So the reason wanted to do all this shit in the first place, I have always been like pretty intrigued by it because it is kind of like this weird, like alt, I guess, like subculture. And I like subculture. I'm just into like whatever's like underground and like a little bit taboo. Cause this world is like a little taboo. Like it's like
It's wild.
sexy and it's like raw and there's drugs and like, you know?
People are gonna hear me talking like I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and, I don't, but my brother was a bodybuilder back a long time ago, and we used to go to bodybuilding competitions, so I do know things about it. I've just never
Yeah.
done it, obviously, that's still
You have a grasp. You
yeah.
have more of a grasp than
You think
the
I
average
think
person.
sometimes I wonder, I'm like, are people ever impressed at the sheer scope of things that I have a somewhat of an idea about? Like, I feel like I know like, can
They
speak
don't
about a lot of
care.
dumb shit that doesn't matter, but, like, I'm not educated or smart whatsoever.
Same. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Um, no, so So I've always been kind of intrigued by this world. And then Marco Hernandez from Oswego,
Oh my god, there's a
yeah,
name.
here we go. He has lived out here in Colorado for like, God, I think it's been like 15 years, maybe like quite a long time. And he invited me and Anthony to dinner one night at this bodybuilder's house. And when I say bodybuilder, I mean like homeboy is like what you think of when you say male bodybuilder. Like he's 6'2", I think, like 300 pounds, like just absolutely fucking like a gorilla. He looks like a gigantic animal. And part of our experience at this person's house and at this dinner was him having a gigantic sized plate of food with all of us as we're eating, waiting 15 minutes, and then going back and getting that exact same plate of food again with a literal mountain of rice on the top and chicken. And we were all just like, oh my God, like what the fuck is happening right now?
He's probably on a 4,000, 5,000 calorie diet.
Exactly. He was bulking and taking God knows what to like HGH and who knows what else to get bigger. And he talked about some of that stuff at this dinner, and I was like, well, that's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. But it's also really intriguing. It's also
Yeah.
really exciting.
Stuff you can do with your body is wild.
It really is. And so that was at least like 2 or 3 years ago, I think, that we went to that dinner with them. But that kind of brought us into this like social circle, into this little fold where we were still very much on the outskirts of it, but every time we would be invited to these like gatherings, these parties, there would be an abundance of bodybuilders there. And so I started to meet female bodybuilders too. And I was like, God damn, these bitches look good. And I've always been, attracted to like strength and athleticism. Like I've always admired that in other people. But I never thought that I had the discipline, the guts, the tenacity to do it myself. Like, and climbing certainly scratched that itch a little bit for me, but it's different. It's a different world. It's a different thing somehow. And so I wanted to train for something. I wanted to have a big physical goal, and climbing just wasn't really doing it for me in that way. Like, don't get me wrong, I still like climbing a lot. Um, but the goal chasing with climbing is just it's kind of weird. Um, I'll leave that to the side for now. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can teach myself some discipline. Truly, I was like, I'm gonna see if I can teach myself some discipline. And so I kind of started chitty chatting about it with some people, and I asked I asked this girl, this female bodybuilder, I was like, do you think I should do it? And she was like, yeah, yeah, you should fucking do it. I'm like, do you think I could do it? She's like, yeah, I think you could fucking do it. Let's do it. So I hired her as my coach. And I was like, "Listen, this is gonna be casual, like, we're just gonna see if I can follow a plan." She's like, "Yeah, I know, that's the plan. We're gonna see if you can follow the plan. That's how I start
I like that
all."
you were telling her how she's gonna coach you.
She's like, "Yeah, duh, that's exactly how it starts." And so I started coaching with her in September of 2024, and I think within, like, 2 months, I was like, "Let's do this. I wanna do a show because I love training. I love fucking following a plan and executing it and training. I
Yeah.
love being in the gym. If I'm in the gym 3 to 4 hours a day, I'm having a great fucking time. I love it. So, yeah, I really stuck to the plan. I really enjoyed the plan. And, yeah, sure, there were, like, bumpy moments along the road. It wasn't always, like, fun and easy, and, um I remember, like, one particular time when I was bulking and I was eating 2,500 calories a day, which is fucking insane. Um, to put that into perspective, I think my maintenance calories around that time was, like, 1,700. So eating 2,500 felt like I was literally stuffing myself all the
Yeah.
time, and it was my least favorite part of the whole process, if I'm being honest.
Now
But I
that
fuck
process is that where you basically will bulk up to add mass and then try to cut
Yes.
it and then cut it in doing, the actual workouts.
Yes, and this is I wish everyone knew this. If you want to look athletic and toned, you have to fucking bulk and build muscle. Muscle does not build when you are in a calorie deficit, and sometimes not even when you're in a calorie maintenance. It depends on your body, but, like, if I had just continued to eat 1,700 calories for the rest of my life, I wouldn't have been able to put this muscle on, and here's the thing, when you lose the fat, you also lose a little bit of that muscle, so you need to put on as much muscle as humanly possible
Yeah.
when you're bulking. So,
And the
yeah,
thing, this high
so
calorie diet is very specific, high
yes,
protein,
yes.
doesn't mean just bulk up and eat whatever you want.
No, I wasn't eating McDonald's. Like, if you look back, because I actually just shared this with a friend recently. If you look back at what I was eating back then, yeah, I did have treats every single day. I would have like a cookie or maybe like a little, like a half of a cupcake or some ice cream. Every single day, I got a little treat, but I wasn't eating a gallon of ice cream. I wasn't going to McDonald's. I wasn't like, I was eating a lot of food, but it was all really good food,
Right.
really good food. And mostly made at home. So yeah. So during that time when I was bulking, I fucked up my diet that day and I needed to eat 1,000 calories in one meal for dinner. And I fucking cried because I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And Anthony, of course, he's so great. He was like, I got you. I got you. He's like, I'm gonna find the most like calorie dense foods that are the smallest amount of volume and feed those to you tonight. And it was great, and it was fine, and I felt fine, and I was totally fine, but I just, like, I cried at the sheer weight of, like, 1,000 calories in one fucking sitting right now
Yeah.
with healthy food. That's a lot of food. But yeah, so I kept going with the training all throughout the winter and bulking, just eating a lot and lifting my ass off. Um, at first, I think I was in the gym for, like, 2 hours a day to complete all the lifting, and then there was, like, a little bit of cardio at that time. But then as you start to get closer to the competition, I
Cardio
think
goes
I
up.
yeah, so pretty much every month my plan would shift and change just a little bit. And then the calories start to go down and then the cardio starts to go up. So my cardio went from 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and then it went from 30 to 45, and then it went from 45 to an hour, and then it went from an hour to an hour and a half. And so in the last like 16 weeks before the competition, I was in the gym for about 3 hours a day.
That's crazy.
Every day. So Monday through Friday, I would lift and I would do an hour and a half of cardio. And then Saturday and Sunday, I still had to do the cardio portion.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Hour and a
7
half
days
every
a week.
single day?
Every single day. Every single day.
It's
Mm.
insane.
And we're talking what's called like steady state cardio. So this is another lesson that I kind of learned the hard way. I thought that I had to like have intense output to make this cardio count. No. You get on the stairs and you just go as slow as possible. You just need to make sure that your heart rate is like elevated just a little bit.
Right.
And since I'm in my 40s, like the orange zone or like the fat burning zone or whatever, I think for me is like 107. So it's not even that high of a heart rate. But if you try to get on those stairs and just crank it up to like 7, 8, 9, you're going to die within 10 minutes. And so I learned to like dial it down, dial it back, and be at a sustainable level that I can manage for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think even that is tough to kinda dial that in. 'Cause like you said, you people blow themselves up.
Yeah.
I'm not as dumb as it sounds, another helpful thing for me to understand this stuff is my love of wrestling. You've gotta be
Mhm.
conditioned to go out and then have, upwards of a 45-minute match, really, like,
Yeah.
without blowing
Yeah.
yourself up. Like, that's all the same stuff. It can get dangerous too, because as you'll know, when you start cutting for competition, you can have a tendency to dehydrate yourself and not have the same diet you've had. You gotta be careful because that's where you're real susceptible to injuries.
Yeah. So that's another really great point that you bring up is like learning how food is fuel. And that changed the way that I look at food now. So, for example, if I'm in the gym, I know I'm gonna be in the gym for 3 hours. I'm bringing motherfucking rice cakes to the gym, and I'm completing my lift, and then I'm eating a rice cake, and then I'm doing my cardio. Because if I don't, I'm completely depleted of glycogen, and I can't get through the cardio. So and then the supplements, good God, I am such a supplement whore. You
Yeah.
should see. I'm looking at them right now. Tubs and tubs and tubs. So I've got an intra workout, I've got a pre-workout, I've got a post-workout, I've got creatine, I have pump sauce, which by the way, I'm
Sounds
not
so
spon
dirty.
I'm not sponsored, but holy shit. You go to the gym and you do your lift and you look down at your arms and you're like, "Where did these veins come from, bro?" Like, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. Um, so you get addicted to certain feelings too in bodybuilding where you're like, I want to feel the pump. I want to feel after I do my glute day, I want to feel my ass just like and you do. I'll be walking around the gym and I'll be like, oh, my butt feels weird. Um, but it's crazy. And I got into peptides too, which if you guys don't know about peptides, you need to start fucking looking into them because these compounds are life changing. I was an insomniac, and here's the thing: if you can't sleep, you can't build muscle and you can't lose fat. Your body just stops doing those things for you. So I would need to lay in bed for 9 hours every single night to maybe get 6 hours of sleep, and it was shit quality sleep. I started this peptide called DSIP. It's deep sleep inducing peptide. It's relatively inexpensive. I think it's $70 for a 10 milligram vial. And you have to inject it. Everyone gets all freaked out, "Oh, injecting stuff, whatever. You have to
I
inject
can
it."
speak to that, because I've been terrified of shots my whole life.
Yeah.
I do the retatrutide, and I just did my 8th shot on Thursday, where I'm finally like, "Oh, it's finally I'm at a point where it should be acclimated to my body, I can
Yeah.
actually start, feeling it and stuff like that," and I was shocked at how simple the shot is, I don't use a traditional syringe, I got a little injector, but
Yep.
injector is awesome.
It doesn't even hurt.
You don't notice it.
You don't notice it at
I
all.
will say every time I pull it out, the needle is crooked, but I think I just don't know how to pull things
I
straight out.
Yeah, I think you're just pulling out weird, but yeah,
Never
I
been
mean,
one for pulling out, so
oh my god, hi-yo.
oh,
But I started taking this fucking peptide, and that's what changed everything for me is, realizing that there are compounds out there that have little to no side effects. I mean, the DSIP has no side effects for me anyway. And I just inject it 3 hours before bed, and now I can like a normal person, I can maybe get a night or 2 of 6 hours, but I'm getting an hour and a half to 2 hours of deep sleep every night, and so my body and my mind are actually recovering.
yeah,
And honestly, that is the number one main thing that I would contribute all of my success in this bodybuilding journey to is having that fucking DSIP. If I
quality
didn't
sleep
have
is
that,
critical.
it's critical. So now, of course, I've gone fully down the rabbit hole and I'm like, well, there's this other peptide that can support my thyroid. And there's this other one that can help me build muscle. And there's this other one that can make my skin look really nice. So it's really easy to go a little
Yeah.
crazy with
I
it. But now
imagine your stomach, it just looks like a heroin addict with all these little needle points.
no, I put them in my butt. So
Do you really?
well, in the side of my butt cheek, and then, I have, a tattoo on my hip where it's, kinda
Yeah.
fleshy,
Mhm.
and so I just poke them right in there, and you never see anything.
Hmm.
It's great. But, yeah, so I'm dialing the peptides back a little bit now because now I'm thinking about, what do I actually need in this season of my life,
Yeah.
and right now, I really just wanna make sure I'm sleeping, and I really want to focus on my thyroid health because thyroid is a big issue already for me. I have hereditary thyroid issues, but bodybuilding will exacerbate those if you're not careful. And I got some test results back recently that were not so great. And so I researched what would be supportive for that. And I found one, just started taking it a couple weeks ago. So we'll see. But yeah, Anyway, that was a tangent, but the peptides and the drugs, just because I know people are gonna ask, people ask me all the time. I'm not taking any anabolic steroids.
I think
I
there's
don't.
a huge misconception publicly what steroids actually are
Yes, and what
versus
they
all
do.
of the supplements that you can take that aren't illegal and aren't necessarily, at least as we know now, harming your body like
Yeah.
steroids can.
Well, and even the steroids that people think are so bad, I mean, I don't wanna get too off on a tangent, but a lot of this stigma around steroid usage started in the '80s during Reagan's war on drugs, which we know is a total fucking joke and a farce anyway. But they wanted to create this stigma and this idea of drugs are bad, okay? And steroids are bad, okay? And if you take them, everyone was fucking taking them. Everyone was taking them. Um, all your favorite heroes were on steroids.
Again,
Uh,
I grew up in wrestling. There's a very well-known
yeah,
court case about steroids in wrestling.
it's
I
not
also think it was also like,
that big a deal.
who cares? Even if it was true and they were taking steroids, like, who gives a shit?
Who
Sounds like
gives
a
a
whole lot of
shit?
not my business.
Exactly. What you do with your body or in your bedroom is none of my fucking business.
I'm a big
So,
believer. Daniel Tosh used to say, athletes should be forced to take steroids.
I know. Try not to suck so bad. No, but I think it's really important to say the poison is in the dose. The poison is in the dose. I've known people that have done heroin, they don't turn out to be fucking degenerates on the street. Some of them do, right? But the poison is the dose. So you can take a little bit of steroids and be perfectly healthy and be perfectly responsible and cycle them on for 6, 8, 12 weeks, whatever, and cycle off of them and take other supplements to support, your bodily functions and counteract any negative side effects. Be totally perfectly fine. Or you can turn into a psychotic roid head. It just depends on the person.
Right. Well, it's the same story even for something as simple as an aspirin or a Tylenol, like because you have a headache. You take enough of them, some bitches, it's your last headache you're gonna have. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm not against steroid usage. I'm not opposed to it. I think I will try to finish out this competition season just with the peptides and what I've been doing. I don't know that I'll cycle on to anything. Um,
that begs the
because
next question then. So while you've definitely put on muscle, I feel like, and it feels weird to talk about your body like in the third person, like it's a separate thing.
it's
But
fine.
I feel like you didn't. It's not like you changed your whole structure. Like it just kind of tightened everything up, and you just this is what you would look like if your body was muscular and leaner.
Yeah.
Uh, do you have a plan? Are you thinking of actually putting bulk on your body?
Yeah.
Like actually going the actual like bodybuilder route?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll tell you exactly what's in my head right now. And I mean this could change. Things change all the time. But the okay, so I need to give a little bit more context because I want to talk about how the show went
Yeah.
first. So I was terrified. Everyone's like, "Are you gonna do it again?" And I was like, "I don't know. I've never been on stage before. I don't know what it feels like to be on stage in a fucking sparkly bikini with my butthole out. I don't know what that feels like."
Yeah.
And so
Turns out she
showed
takes
it.
to it like a duck to water.
Yeah. Well, my friend was like, "You're probably gonna get addicted to it." Well, yes, I am.
Buttholes out.
Buttholes out, tits up, babe. So I had a fucking blast at this show. It was so fun being backstage with all these badass women. I was hyped. I was like singing songs, dancing around,
That was
vibing.
one of my biggest things I was curious about is, in the past, and again, I apologize for keep making the same reference to wrestling, but it's the same. And those women are ridiculous. A lot of them have those backgrounds of gymnastics or bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Uh, in the past, like probably 20 years ago, it was very me first, and I have to be the best and undermine everybody else. And I feel
Mhm.
like that's changed. Did you notice that it was a lot more camaraderie?
So I made best friends with multiple women backstage. We
That's awesome.
all now are like, we're all connected on social media. Our photos are coming out. We're all hyping each other up. Like, it's such a beautiful, welcoming community. I know it looks intimidating from the outside, but it truly is. And you always get a couple bad apples in the bunch. Like there was this one chick backstage that was just like headphones in, just like, "Ugh." She's probably fucking nervous though.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
I
Yeah.
I get that to a certain extent, but I was like, I'm gonna spread good cheer and good vibes as much as I possibly can. And a lot of the other girls are like that too. Definitely a lot of hype women back there. It was fantastic. Um, so yeah, the morning of the competition, I got my period.
Really? Did you know
Yep,
that was like you had to have some idea?
it was a week early,
Wow, really?
a full week early,
That's crazy.
which is also kind of funny if we want to reference the witch for a second because
Please. I
it
always like to
was
talk about the witch.
Saturday, August 9th, the day of the competition, was a full moon. And women's cycles are always attempting to coincide with the full moon. And they say if your cycle is like on par, then you're a witch or whatever. But I just thought it was odd that like the culmination of my training ended on the full moon. And then I also got my period on the full moon. I'm like, this is just kind of eerie. Like it's just, it was a little too much.
Yeah.
I was like, this is weird.
How did that
But
uh, how did that affect you though? Because like now you wanna put on your, pajamas and just sit bloated on the couch, but now you've gotta go put your butthole out and, like, look as amazing as you can. That's gotta be a real tough thing to
uh-huh.
reconcile.
And tuck your tampon string,
Yeah, please. Can you
bro.
imagine?
So,
Sure,
I'm
it's
not gonna
happened.
lie to you, I was a little upset at first, and then I was like, "Okay, you can't let this fuck with your mentals, because there's literally nothing that you can do about it." And so, the goal is to come in on stage lean and tight as fuck, right? Like, as tight as you possibly can, and I already knew that I was kind of on that edge of, like, the cut, it worked, but I already knew that I was, like, looking at some of the other girls, I'm like, "I'm not as lean as them." And that's okay because 'cause they're not always looking for the leanest girl. It's an overall package. It's your shape, it's your muscularity, it's all that, right? And I knew I had the shape. I which is positive for me, I'll kind of go back to that, like, I naturally have a bikini bodybuilder shape already, which is
Really?
yeah, I already naturally have because 'cause they're looking for, like an hourglass essentially. And you can twist to turn your body to make it look more like that, but I already have like wider shoulders, a thinner waist, and wider hips. So we're doing great on that. But I already knew I wasn't going to come in as conditioned as some of the other girls, which I was not super worried about. But you can't fight against Mother Nature. And so that I was in so much pain that day, and your lower belly's just going to pooch out because it's the nature of your body. So I let that go and I was like, "It's totally fine," and I still vibed out and had a great time. I ended up getting 2 third places, 2 fifth places, and 1 sixth place, which for your first competition, natural is fucking insane. Because 'cause I'm up there also against girls that are on steroids too,
Also been
and
doing
I'm
this for longer than 10 months at that time.
exactly, and 18-year-olds. I'm standing next to 25-year-olds, 18-year-olds, like,
Yeah.
you know what I
Even
mean?
that's gotta
So
be feel good enough just, like, to be 40 now.
141.
Yeah, just to be gross and old now and still be able to, like, share the stage is I mean, even that's just an accomplishment. Then still a couple of 3s, 5s, like, that's awesome.
So yeah, the point is I'm super fucking happy. I can't complain. And the only feedback from the judges, because they will give you feedback if your coach asks, and I thought for sure they were gonna come and say, "Your shoulders need to be bigger. Your glutes need to be." They didn't say any of that. They said, "You need to come in tighter next time." Well, I know I can fix that
Right.
pretty quickly, right? Don't get
Yeah.
your period on the morning of the fucking show.
It's
And you'll
good
come in
advice, kids.
tighter. So that's why I'm like, "Oh, I'm definitely gonna do another show again because I had such a great time backstage, on stage, and because I know that the feedback the judges gave me that I can improve upon that by November 15th." So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do another, excuse me, bikini show, um, November 15th with a goal to place first in at least one category because 'cause I'll
So
probably
that's
enter to, like
coming up really, really quick, actually,
yeah, yeah,
based on this
yeah,
other one you kinda took 10 months. I mean, you're already
yeah.
kind of in the mindset. Are you giving yourself a couple weeks and then start hitting it? bulk again and then
Yes.
cut?
Yes. So right now I'm kind of being a little bit more lax. Like yesterday I had pizza and like 2 weekends ago my friend was in town and we just went ham, like ice cream, like fancy dinners, like
Was that right
whatever.
after the competition?
It was the weekend after the competition. Yeah. Yeah. So, but it doesn't necessarily always feel good to do that, and so I'm happy to still be back on my plan, but my coach is also in Korea right now, so her and I haven't touched base on, like, what is the plan, but being this lean and starting another cut is a lot easier than bulking and cutting again,
Right.
because then that would be the next step. So November 15th, that show will happen, and I probably will do more shows next year,
Yeah.
um,
But you're
but
talking
I
about
would
too, we were just talking about putting on, like, bigger muscles, stuff like that. That's something that's gonna you can't do that by November. That's something that'll be,
no,
like,
no, no,
down the road. So this, you'll just
no.
focus on getting that cut, and then maybe next year focus on getting some mass.
Exactly, exactly. So I will take, post-show November, probably through at least, like, early summer to, like, really hit it hard. So I'm in the gym throwing big weights around, eating my face off, taking peptides that help me grow. There's these I think it's like an HGH. Is it an analog? I don't know if that's the right word, but it's called ipamorelin, and it's also really supportive for your thyroid, but it makes you hungry. Like,
Yeah.
it makes you so hungry, but it helps your body do the things that it needs to do to build muscle without all the side effects of anabolics.
Nice. But
And
weren't
it's
you taking a
sweet.
GLP-1 also, or was that only for helping to cut?
I was just for cutting, but I don't want people to, like, get weird and confused about, like, "Oh, well, you're taking a weight loss drug?" Like, I wasn't taking it in the way that people are using it for weight loss. I was taking it in a microdose just to literally dampen the food noise because I was eating starvation level of calories for like
Right.
12 weeks.
Yeah.
So, so I did start taking that towards the end of the cut just to help me like mentally not go insane, I guess.
Right.
But I think if you remember, we had some conversations where I was like, I'm not going to take it. I've got it just in case I'm not going
Yeah.
to take it.
Yeah.
But then I started taking it. I was like, kind of like this. The other thing that it's tirzepatide, the GLP-1 I was taking.
Yeah.
The other thing it does is um it reduces inflammation in your body, which is
Yeah.
fabulous.
So that's one of the things I've noticed. I've been, like I said, I've been taking a different one for 8 weeks now, and it's not I haven't noticed, like, the food noise because I had a revelation a couple weeks ago where I noticed I've always eaten really fast, and I've
Yeah.
always stood to eat. I've never it's like I don't sit down and, like, take time and really eat slow. I
Mhm.
always whip through things, so I've already overstuffed myself before the trigger goes to my brain of, "Okay, stop eating." So
Uh-huh.
I've been slowing down a lot more, and I've noticed, like, it's a whole different thing, but so the food noise is in there, but definitely I've noticed the regulation, like, that bloat goes away. Yeah, I wish I was sleeping better, like, what you're talking about the sleeping stuff sounds better because I know that that's a big thing.
Yeah.
I've also hit a point where, like, I you can it makes me I've had a problem moving for years. Once I started working from home or riding the bus or working in a school, I sit down all day, and
Yeah.
I'm a lazy person in general, at where, like, walking to the mailbox would, like, hurt my back.
Oh god.
It was horrible, like, and now
That's
I've
horrible.
noticed now, like, it doesn't my back doesn't hurt, and I feel like I'm at this cusp of, like, I'm ready to do so, and I've been getting emotional because I wanna go disc golfing so bad,
Oh.
so bad, like, I miss it so
Oh.
much, and I feel like I'm ready to go, like, even if I only make it 1 hole, and
Yeah.
that's all I can handle, I don't care. I just wanna build back up to that and get back outside and, like, doing stuff, and I feel like I'm
Yeah.
at a point where, like, "Alright, now's the time." Like, I'm ready to go fishing again, I'm ready to go and start doing some stuff outside. I think that's my goal for next weekend is to,
Yeah.
finally do something.
Well, and that's all it takes is just one walk, and then it's 2 walks, and then it's 3 walks, and then it's, half a mile to a mile. I mean, I didn't start on the stairs in an hour and a half. I
Right.
started at 15 fucking minutes, and even 15 minutes, I was dying. But
Yeah,
your
but well,
body
see, but
is
you had somebody that could
so
kinda coach you through that, like, I feel like
yeah,
you're like me, you already said it earlier in the conversation, where we kinda take the hard way,
yeah, yeah.
naturally, because we're hard-headed, we're stubborn.
Stubborn.
Exactly, like, that's why you and I have matching Taurus tattoos. But when you can kind of step back, or in your case, have somebody kind of explain it to you, you're like, "Oh, I guess I don't have to be a dickhead about it every single time. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
build up to this, consistency." Like, you know,
And I kinda wanna go back to something, because we were talking about the GLP ones, and again, the stigmatization of stuff like that where people are like, "Oh, you're cheating," or "You're fucking" whatever. 1, fuck you. 2, why would you hate on something that is giving people their lives back?
yeah,
These compounds are literally saving people's lives. Why are you gonna hate on that?
yeah. Well, there's
Why are you gonna
people. I
hate on
mean,
that?
there's people that don't want to get their kids vaccinated and wonder why they don't live past 3.
Oh my god.
It's just the world we live in. If something's helping somebody, there's a group that's pissed off about
It's so weird to me.
it. Yeah,
It's so weird to me. Take the fucking GLP-1, dude. Do it. Like, if it's giving you your health back, if it's giving you your life back, why are we gonna try to stigmatize that? I don't care.
That's
And
I've
it's not
struggled
a
for a
it's
long time. Like, I've even said this out loud. I feel like I'm circling the drain at this point.
yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah,
and it sucks. Like, I'm not gonna be here next year if I don't get some shit going here. And I've tried. I've reached out to everybody I know. I've tried a million things, and I'm not saying I'm doing amazing, but I'm progressing forward at least. And that's awesome for me, and it feels like that's good enough, like, as long as I keep moving forward, I'm not trying to overdo anything, not trying to
yeah.
step out of my comfortability, like, I just I just don't wanna die of a fucking heart attack,
Seriously.
like, at 43.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is, like, going back to the, like, GLP-1s are cheating thing. It's not a magical cure-all, and you know that because you've been taking retatrutide for however many weeks. It doesn't just automatically change your body and your mind and your life. Like, it's just supporting that. You still have to walk. You still have to eat the right things. You still have to go to the gym. So
Yeah,
it's not just a magic pill. People like to think of it as a magic pill because they see the way that celebrities have used it, but the celebrities are using it in the right way. They're doing the nutrition, they're doing the exercise,
yeah,
they're doing all that other stuff on top of it. It's not just this, like, magic cure-all. So it's not like, "Oh, I just sit back and inject myself with a GLP-1 and now suddenly I'm fucking hot." That's not
yeah,
how it works.
yeah, I would
So
say that I would probably be the more stereotypical normal person that you like even yourself, like it's a star, famous people, they have nothing to do but focus on whatever they need to focus on. And
yeah.
even you, like not to be a dick, but you have time to
Yeah.
go to the gym for 3 hours a day. Like,
Yep.
if you control it, this is important to you, so that's what you decide to do. I what the fuck do I do? I'm always doing something, but like those things aren't a priority for me. And it's still I can feel it like working in my body and making me want to do those things. And
There you
that's
go.
like, it takes a couple of weeks. Like you can sit there and if you take, I mean, you talked about it when we would check in. Like it's after 5 weeks, like not really feeling anything. It takes time to get into your system and acclimate to your system. It's
Yeah.
just like anything else. You can't do something once and then it's a magic fix. But you'll start noticing different things, or you'll notice when you're eating, you're like, hey, something just triggered in my brain that I never felt before. Maybe I should stop.
Yep.
Like
There you
you
go.
just got to be in tune and mindful. Yeah, I don't know why anybody would want to hurt somebody else's feelings about trying to get healthier.
Yeah, exactly.
They're wild though.
I have to pee very
Yeah.
badly.
You
Is that
should
allowed?
go. Yeah, you can go pee. I'll edit it out in
Oh,
post.
that would be great. I'm gonna leave these here so you don't hear me pee.
Thanks. That's great.
Hey, bud.
Oh, hey.
Did I see that you're drinking an Alani?
It's in Arizona.
What?
It's in Arizona.
Oh, an Arizona iced tea?
Green tea. I love them.
Hilarious.
Yeah, they're the one vice that I don't want to give up.
Mm, yeah. Drinking your calories is like the first thing that you gotta fucking give up. Sorry.
Well,
But
eventually I'll have to, but the I used to intake so much ice cream and cakes and snacks
woo!
that
Yeah.
like, I would sit down and eat a whole half gallon of ice cream in one sitting.
Oh my god, I would love to do that.
Yeah, it's awesome, but like
To
then
do that.
you sit there, you're like, I don't think my blood's moving.
Yeah, yeah. Couple months ago, I got a cheat meal, and because that's the other thing too. You get like I used to get like one cheat meal a week, and then it was like one every other week, and then it was like one a month. And I was like, no more. Um,
Yeah.
but I got a cheat meal, and I had a slice of Giordano's deep dish, one singular fucking slice, and my stomach was wrecked for 2 days.
Yeah.
And I always thought that people were like bullshitting when they, well, I had chicken for the first time after being vegan for 10 years and it ruined my stomach. And I always thought people were lying when they said shit like that. I was like, whatever, dude. I got the stomach of a raccoon. No, I don't. I do not anymore. Because when you eat the same shit over and over again, your system's like, okay, this is what we're doing. And then you introduce something new and it's like, oh God.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't had pop since 2009,
Mm.
and I ordered Jimmy John's yesterday, and instead of tea, they sent Dr. Pepper, and I didn't know. I
Ew.
drank it, and I was like, "Bleh." I
Oh.
was disgusted, and like it was the worst taste because I don't like carbonation,
Mm.
and the syrup was just so strong. I was like, "Oh my god, it's disgusting."
That's really funny that you said that because I literally just grabbed this.
Is that a
It's
pop?
it's it's, so it's poppy. It's like this it's essentially like a diet soda. There's like 20 calories in it, like no
Yeah.
sugar. It's got fiber.
Does it have
Stu
sugar replacement though?
I'm sure it does.
Because like
Because
sucralose hurts my stomach.
it doesn't have sucralose.
Yeah.
It does have a little bit of stevia, but it's also cassava root fiber. There is actually some organic cane sugar in here. There's 3 grams of sugar. 3 grams of real sugar and then a little bit of stevia. Yeah, sucralose fucks me up too, and I learned that the hard way.
I've been always looking because I love tea. I've been looking for an alternative uh, to the Arizona Talkins, and Liquid Death has some pretty good teas that are, but they're only sweetened with agave or stevia.
Love it.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, and they're pretty good. They're expensive. Like I don't have them that often.
Oh,
Usually on the weekend I'll have one or two, but the and plus like the one I like is called Dead Billionaire.
nice. I love that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to lean into the Liquid Death instead of the overtly sugared things.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a big, monk fruit sweetener person.
Yeah, I've usually
That
got a
one
bag of monk fruit.
yeah. I've got, so I used to have the bag, but now because I only ever really use it in my coffee, so now I have the liquid one that you
Yeah,
squeeze. I love that shit.
that's pretty good. I
Doesn't
don't use it on
hurt my tummy.
anything. So what I do is I'll usually have on hand some almond flour, some coconut sugar, some monk fruit, unsweetened coconut flakes, like all the accoutrement you would need. And then I
I love
bring them to my
Royal Society.
sister's, and I'm like, "Can you?" She loves to bake. I'm like, "Can you bake something delicious with the?"
Hell yeah.
And then I eat like she made me some really good clean banana bread a couple weeks ago. I was like, so good.
I love it. I love it. You're making me hungry. Today's a low day. It's almost lunchtime. Fuck.
Yeah, it's lunchtime. Oh, I'm cooking. I've been cooking in the crock pot. Also, like usually on Sunday, I'll crock pot a bunch of meat for the week.
Nice.
I like 4 pounds of steak tacos in the crock pot right now.
Hell yeah.
I found these
Hell yeah.
tortillas that have there's 33 grams of carbs, but there's 30 grams of fiber.
Yes. Yep. I love those.
Yeah.
I love those. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So what else do we have to talk about with the competition? Do you feel like we covered everything? I'm excited. I'm really curious to see you. Like when you talk about putting on muscle, like, do you think you'll go upwards of just like 10 pounds, 30 pounds? Like, I don't know how big you're trying to get, or if you haven't even thought about it yet.
That's a good question. That's a good question because there's always more, 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 more. You can always put on more muscle. So
Yeah.
that's a really great question. Just to put it into perspective, I think at the height after like a bad weekend, the highest I've weighed in like the last year was like 176. But that was like after like a bender of a weekend, you know? So 176 was the highest. And then my stage weight, I didn't weigh myself the morning of getting on stage, but if I had to take a stab at it, I would guess I was probably around like 138. Pretty big fucking swing.
It's a very big swing.
Do I want to get back up to 176? No, I don't think so. But I would definitely like to take this next bulk seriously and put on as much muscle as I can. So if that means that I'm gonna end up being, I mean, I would probably go up to like 165 because now I know what it takes to take it off. That's the thing, is losing fat is still fucking hard. It's still hard whether you have muscle or not. Like it makes it a little bit easier, but it's still not easy. Cutting sucks ass. I actually liked it more than bulking, which is kind of weird, but they each kind of have their own down, down, like negative points and positive points. Because like when you're bulking, you lift like a monster in the gym, and that's fun. Lifting like a fucking like where everyone's like, "God damn, look at that girl's deadlift!" Like that's fun as fuck. But then like when you're cutting, it's miserable, but you start to look cool. You know,
Yeah.
so you're like, "Oh, okay."
Plus the difference when
But
you're deadlifting, you're going for, usually you look a little thicker and like, you can tell
yeah,
someone's a power lifter. You're like, okay, they're strong
yes, yeah,
because they don't. That's where the other part comes in when you start cutting and getting all that definition.
yeah,
Power lifters
yeah.
usually don't.
No, 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 no. They got the heft on them, you know?
Yeah,
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I probably would put on some more muscle and then do another couple bikini competitions, but if I'm looking, like, long term, I kinda wanna be a women's figure competitor, which is a whole different category
yeah.
of
Like now, what's that?
women's bodybuilding. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you guys in order the different categories of women's bodybuilding. Um, and forgive me because I'm definitely not an expert in this, but we have fit model, which is basically just like a fit bikini model, like somebody you would see in a magazine, right?
Right.
Like modeling bikinis. We have bikini, which is now a little bit more cut. We want to see defined deltoids on the shoulders. We want to see a tight, small waist. We want to see big, round glutes, but we're not looking for striation. We're still looking for something that looks a little softer and I guess, like, for lack of a better description, more feminine, right? Now, when we start to veer into like, oh, you can look at her and just tell she's a bodybuilder when she's wearing normal clothes, that's when we start to see like the figure and the physique competitors in women's bodybuilding, where like they're fucking jacked, like crazy upper body going crazy. You see the biceps, you see the delts, you see every individual muscle. And that's the category in which you start to see striations, which means like not only do you have like a lot more muscle than the bikini competitors, but you're also a lot more conditioned. So you're a lot thinner on stage. Very, very flat stomachs, 6 packs, 8 packs. And then up and beyond there, I get a little confused because up and beyond there, I don't really know anybody that competes in anything above like figure or physique. But there's women's bodybuilding, and that's like China. You know, think China. Like definitely on roids, colossal woman, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but I would love to be a figure competitor because I'm just so inspired by them. They look so fucking badass and they get to train upper body a lot, and I really like training upper body now.
Yeah.
But I think that it's gonna take me a few years, a few building seasons to even remotely get to that level. So, it'll take some
So
time.
two, when you kind of switch over to that, where you're talking about more of the mass on the body,
Mhm.
muscle wise, that's when a lot of, like you just mentioned, China, a lot of women will start taking testosterone.
Absolutely.
Now, but this
Absolutely.
also has oh, shoot, a lot of side effects as far
It
as
can.
changing your whole physique. Start
I
growing
mean,
facial hair,
it
you can
can.
start doing a lot of crazy stuff.
The interesting thing about testosterone is that it affects every individual human being differently. So one woman could take, I don't know, just don't take this with a grain of salt. One woman could take like 1 milligram of testosterone a week, and it could help her build muscles, and her skin could look nicer, and she could feel more healthy, and she could feel stronger, and it'll be all great. Another woman might take that and start to grow a mustache, or start to have like acne, or it literally affects every single person differently. And again, the poison is in the dose. So if you're taking a teeny tiny little amount,
Yeah,
the chances of having those and like what's it called? It's not androgynous, but it's a word that's similar to that. Andronizing effects, I guess, meaning like mustache and like male characteristics. The more you take, the more likely it is that you're going to get those side effects, unfortunately. But testosterone is not only the only anabolic that
that's true.
women take
And that, I mean,
lots
yeah,
of
and I'm
other
talking about
things.
stuff from over 30 years ago.
Yeah,
So I'm sure this landscape is wildly.
wildly different. I think the big ones are Anavar and Clen. Um, those are 2 that I've just heard really commonly used. And Anavar is more for like when you're cutting to like support keeping the muscle that you've built, and also being able to cut. And I don't know what Clen does. I haven't looked into enough of this stuff, but I have. Dude, every single one of my friends is on testosterone, male and female, like all of them are on it. I am not on it. I don't need to be on it because I think just by like noticing how my body reacts to the training, I think that genetically I put muscle on pretty well especially for women of my age. Like I built a lot of muscle without all that extra stuff. So I'm going to try to ride that train for as long as humanly possible. But then, everyone's like, "Well, don't take testosterone because then, it doesn't replace itself after you start taking it." And it's like, "I'm fucking 41 years old. My hormones are changing.
Right.
What do you think I'm gonna do when I turn 50 and I hit menopause?
Yeah.
Take hormones." So I don't give a shit at this point in my life. I'm not having babies. Like, I don't care. If it's gonna be supportive to my body and healthy for my body, I'm gonna take it. Like, I'm not worried about that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I were
Well,
25, it'd be a different story.
one of the things you just mentioned there too is a nice little segue. So you mentioned you're not having babies,
Mm.
but I know one of the things that we've talked about over the last few months too is kind of you had like a sexual awakening.
Oh, yeah. Alright, you're gonna bring
Yeah,
this up, alright.
I am going to bring this up. Well, the reason I'm bringing it up is because it's going to lead into the next thing also. Uh,
Yes, the next thing.
yeah, so it's kind of it also I feel like it's a part of who you are now,
Yeah,
and it's gonna
absolutely.
I feel like it's a very freeing thing that we're supposed to feel bad about.
Well, and I like how you said that because you said it's a part of who you are now. It's always been a part of who I am. I've just been afraid of it
Right.
or ashamed about it.
Yeah.
And through therapy, I've learned that shame is basically the worst fucking thing that you can feel, right?
Right. Well,
Sh
it's also usually put there by somebody in your life at some point with somebody whose opinion you value.
Sure, or society or whatever. And shame is almost worse than like the act in and of itself. Like if you do something bad, okay, you did the bad thing. You can't change that. You can't take it back. But then to feel the shame and the guilt about it, you can change that and you can take that back. Um, I don't know, that's a little bit of an unformed idea. But yeah, I've had a sexual awakening. Um, I I just I
What
am
does that mean?
ugh.
I mean, it covers a lot actually. it's a
It
pretty
does.
big sentence and a lot of different feelings. Uh, if you listen to the last episode with my friend Jenna, we kind of talked about a lot of these things as well. Like, so it's just another reason I want to bring it up because I feel like it kind of piggybacks off of the things that she's talking about as well. What does it
Yeah.
mean for you?
For me, it means that I am like exploring more of my sexuality and being more open with my sexuality and accepting things that I like or don't like that I had repressed before or avoided because I was like, "Oh, that's bad," or "That's shameful," or like, you know, and it's I think because, you know, I don't wanna call out my ex at all. Like, this has nothing to do with him. So let's
Sure.
make that
This is a
abundantly clear.
separate thing, yeah.
This is a separate thing, but I had repressed that side of myself for so long, and as you I shouldn't even say this, but, like, as people naturally do in the context of relationship, right? Like, you're not out there being like, "What do I find attractive in other people?" You have your partner, and if you're in a monogamous relationship, like, then you probably shouldn't be, like, eyeballing all over the place.
I think it's
But
it's it's one of those things though too. I presume where it's not like you're wondering like what you're missing out on or thinking about. You're not thinking about it until you're thinking
mhm,
about it.
mhm, absolutely, absolutely, and I wasn't thinking about it until I was thinking about it. As a matter of fact, I late last year went to the doctor and got my hormones tested because I thought that there was something wrong with me, that I was, like, going through, like, early menopause or perimenopause or whatever, and I was so fucking mad at her because she said to me, "Amy, there's nothing wrong with your test results. They're perfectly normal. Desire is a very complicated thing." And I was like, "Fuck you. Just give me something I can inject. Like, just fix it. Just fix it. I want to feel sexual. I wanna feel alive. I wanna feel hot, fiery passion." And she was like, "You should probably just go to therapy." And I was like, "Go fuck yourself." You know?
That's such a incredibly revealing couple of sentences you just said. Like where you're trying so hard to unearth something that is already there, just not in this situation.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. Because then when you feel it, you're like, oh shit, I didn't have to do anything. It wasn't missing. It comes out when it comes out, and it's triggered by what it's triggered.
And that's the thing is like you feel shame and guilt for that because you look and you're like, I should be feeling this for my partner.
Right.
And when you're not, you're like, well, I'm a bad person. You're not a bad person, you're just a fucking person.
Yeah.
And life happens and we don't get to know or understand all the feelings that we have all the time. We don't get to place logic upon things that are not logical, right? And that's a hard thing for me because I really like to place logic and reason on I wanna know, "Why the fuck did you do that? Why would you do that to me?" Or, "Why wouldn't you do this?" Or, "Why did I?" But you don't always get to know that. So you gotta let that shit go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's exactly what happened, Tim. I got that test, and she said those words to me, and I was fucking so mad. I was so pissed. And then, lo and behold, a few months later I'm doing as people do, and I, like, have little innocent gym crushes here and there. I would tell Anthony about all my gym crushes. I'd be like, "Oh my god, you should have seen this dude at the gym." Like, there's no threat there. But then I had this other gym crush, and suddenly I'm thinking about this person all the time
Yeah.
and, like, having some pretty intense thoughts and feelings about this person all the time, and that made me realize, oh my god, this side of myself does still exist. It still is in there within me. It took having that gym crush to see that and to feel those feelings again, to realize it wasn't the chemicals, it was all situational.
Yeah.
And it was sad. I mean, it was sad. It wasn't like a happy, like, oh, yay, I'm horny again.
Yeah. What's a
it
tough
fucking,
revelation? Yeah,
it
because of what's
sucked.
surrounding it. Sure.
It
Well,
sucked
that's
ass.
it kinda makes the next leap then becomes, is did that happen because maybe subconsciously you were feeling stuck, or kind of like what your mom was saying, or what we were alluding to with me and Greg, are kind of like, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
or is I don't believe that. I believe this is actual genuine growth and finally being able to be like, oh, okay, this is what a quote unquote healthy, positive relationship looks like. And it's still, while this is amazing and better, it's still missing these things. Like,
Mhm.
and we as human beings want to have all the things. And some
Yeah.
people can bullshit themselves and say, I don't need this or this and I'll be happy. Or they just go through the motions. They're allowed to. That's their business. But
Yeah.
the rest of us are like, well, why not?
Well, and it also begs the question, does passion like that last in a long-term relationship? And I think the vast majority of folks would tell you no, that it does not, that it takes a lot of work. I
Think
mean,
so?
most of the folks that I've talked to recently and polled have especially people that have been in long-term relationships, they say like, no, it doesn't last. And you have your ebbs and your flows and it changes. But that's the thing is, like, I had a friend very pointedly ask me, and I thank her for this. It felt like a very intense question at the time, but, like, right after we broke up, she's like, "Well, do you think that, like, this passion and intensity can exist in the concept of a long-term relationship?" And I was like, "I don't know, but then maybe I don't wanna be in one."
Right.
Do you know what I mean? That's the other thing is I get to fucking choose what is good for me and what I want. I don't need to be in a secure, healthy, long-term partnership. Guess what? I could be alone for the rest of my fucking life.
Right.
And actually, I think I might be okay with that, which is wild because I'm very much like a partnership girly.
Right. Well, that's why
I'm
it's been amazing to watch from the outside because you've always been a relationship person,
Yeah.
and then to kind of watch your evolution and come into yourself finally. And it's like, okay, you're not necessarily not that, but this is what it looks like now.
Yeah. Like a guy I was talking to asked me like a couple weeks ago, like, well, what do you want? And I didn't respond to the message all day. And I realized in that moment because I freezed and I was like, what do I want? I mean, I'm not even who I don't even think I'm divorced yet, technically. I mean, we just split in May. So it's not like I'm supposed to have it all figured out. But I was like, wait a second. I was like, if I don't know what I want and I can't clearly answer that question, I probably shouldn't be like actively dating and seeking out a relationship in that way with people. I probably should be very honest with, hey, I don't know what I want, but I would like to get to know you. And that's okay. That's a perfectly acceptable phrase. And they can say, cool, I do know what I want. So I am not going to get to know you. I'm going to
Right.
go over here and be with someone who knows what they want. Or they can say, hey, yeah, I'm willing to go on this roller coaster ride with you. Like, let's see how this goes. And I have people in my life that are willing to do that. And I also have people in my life that have said, hey, I can't go out with you because I'm very intentionally like looking to date to like get married. And I'm like, that ain't me.
Right. See
That
that I
ain't me.
find that fascinating. I love that because to me it makes so much sense. Like when I think about my own interactions too with girls, I'm like, usually I'll develop a crush. It's very easy to develop a crush. But you also understand that crush is meaningless. Like it's just this little thing for you.
Yeah.
But
It's
when you
it's
come
an
across that person and they actually start talking to them, it's like, hey, I'd like to this is to me, all a crush is I'd like the opportunity to get to know and
yeah.
then see what's there from there. But I feel like when you say that, like it can be intimidating, or even maybe even school it childish or something. Like talking about a little crush. Like I just feel like for some reason we're still not able to be honest about things and
Yeah.
just say, hey, or maybe it's just because nobody's interested and I'm stubborn, or they pretend to be interested, like to be nice, like not in a dick way, but they're like being nice. And then I'm
Yeah.
just like, well, they're still talking to me, so I'm in there. And they're
Well,
just
on
like,
the
"Eh,
on the crush topic though, sometimes it's more fun to just have the crush and not have it come
right,
into reality. Sometimes it's more fun for me to look at that guy who wears dark sport and black from head to toe in the gym every day and just see him as a concept and a fantasy.
Right.
I am in full belief that, like, just because you have a fantasy doesn't mean that you need to make it a reality. Sometimes the fantasy is a lot more fun just existing in your brain and not existing in the flesh. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. So, like, I'm okay that dark sport daddy at the gym is not talking to me. I would actually prefer that he continue to ignore me because it just makes him more intriguing to me, you know?
Yeah.
Because because let's be real. He talks to me, then what happens? He's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "I don't know." I also don't wanna just have casual sex with multiple men all at the same time. Like, "Hey, if you wanna do that, do you. That's not me."
Sure.
Like, I'm not gonna slut shame anybody, but I mean, I'm certainly a lot more open sexually now to
Yeah.
things like that in that realm.
But I think
But
that's a misconception that people think a sexual awakening means just putting mileage on your vagina, and that's
No.
not that's not what it
No.
is.
No, that's
It's
not
so
what it
much bigger
is.
than that.
No, it just means allowing yourself to explore more opportunities for that maybe to happen,
Right.
and to allow yourself to talk about what you like and what you don't like and what you want out of a sexual partner. Like, I'm in a relationship with someone right now, and we are very communicative, almost more communicative about what we want and what we don't want sexually and otherwise because we have to be because he's leaving the state in a few months.
Yeah.
And we know that there is a shelf life on this. And we know that he wants a relationship with someone else and not with me. And that's
Right.
okay. I've I'm chill. I'm totally good with that. But he is looking to date someone and be in a relationship with them. And that's not going to be me. And so if he finds someone and meets someone that he wants to date, he needs to tell me, hey, Amy, I met somebody that I'm interested in. I can no longer have a sexual relationship with you.
Right.
But that's what works for me right now.
Yeah.
The perfect arrangement because it allows me to continue to get to know other people as well if that's what I want to do. And it allows him to go do whatever the fuck he wants to do. But we're not like necessarily overlapping, you know,
Right. Well,
private
there's
parts.
something beautiful about being able to communicate honestly and openly like that too, because it's you can still get that closeness, and that, even to an extent, like, just that lovingness of being with somebody in that way, but then you don't feel like
Yeah,
you're being held on to.
exactly. It's freedom. We're both free to live our lives and do whatever. And we're not calling ourselves polyamorous. That's not what we're doing. We just know that there's a shelf life on this and that's okay. And like it's not always just about sex either. Like I want to make that abundantly clear. He's my friend. He's very similar to you in the way where he'll be like, "What are you doing?" um or sometimes like I'll just text him and be like, "Do you want to come over and cuddle?" And that's all we'll do. We don't need to have sex. Like we just
Right.
fulfill that need for each other in this short moment and it doesn't need to turn toxic. It doesn't need to turn fucking weird. We can just have this really honest relationship that we both know is temporary for us in this moment and how we show up for each other. Maybe we'll be friends for years to come and this how we show up for each other will change, you know? And that's okay. And I think that's another big piece of I mean, we are veering away from the sexual now, but like that's another big piece that I've of a lesson that I've learned recently about like the temporary nature of relationships. I didn't get married thinking that we were going to get divorced in like less than 2 years, right? But people are in your lives for a reason and they're in your lives for a season. You know, like it's not every person is going to stay forever and that's okay. And maybe there isn't just that one person that's going to stay forever for me. And that's also okay.
Right.
Cuz you know who's going to fucking stay for me forever? Me,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
I
know?
think that's huge. Being able to not only to feel like to say that, but to feel that is so freeing. I think that's what gives you the confidence to kind of lean into where you're at now.
Yeah, dude, just like after that the words left my mouth, I like started to get a little emotional. Like it hit me and I was like, "God damn.
Yeah,
Goddamn, dude.
that's a realization right there. Live.
Woo!
Yeah, let it out.
Live on camera.
Live
But,
on
like,
camera. If you're
wait,
listening to
but
this, switch over to YouTube. You're looking like an asshole.
but you're right, it's freeing because it's like my whole entire fucking life, I'm chasing this ideal of where's my soulmate? Where's my person that's gonna complete me?
Telling
Like,
yourself you're incomplete.
exactly, I'm not. I'm so fucking complete, and this also allows me to have such better platonic relationships with the people around me and to build a community that actually supports and uplifts me that I don't abandon when I have a romantic partner,
Yeah,
you know? Because that's the sauce.
right.
Because that one person disappears, your whole fucking world turns upside down. But if you have a community behind you, that's so much stronger, you
That's
know?
true. I agree. So, and well, the reason that I wanted to kind of touch on that is what you and I have been talking about for a couple months now, and it's finally
Yeah.
coming to fruition. If you saw the reels I posted last over the last couple of weeks, I'm kind of stepping away from Empirical Peapod. I'm not. I'm not saying I'm quitting because I might get a hair up my ass to like interview some people here and there. It's not going to be
Yeah.
focused. And Amy and I are starting a new show together. We'll be hosting that's going to be centralized around relationships and sex and things of that nature. With some caveats, like I'd like to do a thing where people can email, like looking for advice or kind of moral conundrums and kind of seeing like a who's right kind of thing. Stuff that'll make Amy and I argue, but also like exploring different ideas in every episode. There might be some interviews here and there. They'll be like separately done by or myself on our own, kind of plugged in. But I'm really looking forward to that, and I think that's going to be kind of coincides with kind of where you're at. I'm
Yeah.
fascinated, even in the life coaching. I'm pivoting my life coaching to kind of more of a relationship focus, is like and I was talking to Dr. Melissa too, and like a lot of psychologists don't like doing relationships, and I am drawn to it. Like I love the dynamics of relationship. Like people that genuinely are looking for help. Like I don't want to hear people just fight if they don't belong together. But people
Yeah.
that are showing up and are like we said earlier, like we're bumping heads and we don't want to genuinely. All right, well let's
Yeah.
get into it, and kind of see where everybody's coming from and what's realistic here and what's not. Like so I'm really excited for that show. Do you think you're gonna be able to realistically commit to that show with you still
Yeah.
doing the bodybuilding?
I think so. Yeah.
'Cause I know
I mean
even a friend I've been needy over the last couple of weeks, but you're like,
I mean
"Bitch, I've got stuff to do."
I think that I think that the good thing about bodybuilding is that it forces me to really be on a schedule. So
Yeah,
as long as something is for real, as long as something's in my calendar, I'm gonna make sure my whole day revolves around making sure that that task is
yeah.
complete. Like,
It's funny, Kristen was just making fun of me as I've always been a, seat of your pants kinda guy, and we're
yeah,
like I was hit her up to make an appointment to hang out with her. She's like,
yeah.
"Oh, look at you being an adult now," and I'm like, Don't even talk about it," but I'm like, "I'm busy
Well,
now too. If I don't schedule it and put it in my phone, I'm not gonna
yeah.
remember."
That's the thing is if you're like, "We're gonna record every Sunday at 10 AM," we will record every Sunday at 10 AM, period, point blank. And there might be a time when I'm like, "Hey, we need a week off," or, "Hey, can we push that back later to make it easier for me?" But if it's in my calendar, the shit's gonna happen. That's how I
Yeah.
am.
Well, the big thing too, once the show starts, consistency is going to be key. The beauty
Yeah.
will be like, when I do this show, I will I've banked upwards of 6 episodes before, so I've
Hell
got
yeah.
6 weeks of a buffer. I like to try to keep a couple weeks out,
Yeah.
uh, so that and then we'll be able to do the same thing with that. And the new show is not gonna be 4 hours long of every people talking either. This will make a lot
Yeah.
more sense. It'll be a lot more streamlined. It'll be focused. It'll be more researched. Periods of it were
Topics.
probably more personal.
Dude, I have this amazing book that I just started reading. Holy shit. I told you about this.
Yeah,
It's called, Existential Kink.
yeah,
And, like, at first I thought it was gonna be, like, a lot about sex, and it certainly does talk about sex, But it really is more about, like, working with your shadow side, and I fucking hate that. You have to become friends with your shadow. I hate that so much. But this book is, like, opening my eyes to what that actually means in, like, a more concrete kind of a way, and I'm really excited to talk about that.
I'm looking forward to that too. Also, if anybody is curious, if you have Amazon Prime, through Audible, you get a free audiobook, and that book
Yep.
is on there. Like, once a month, you
Uh,
get a free book if you have Prime.
it's
When you
fucking
said that, I
awesome.
looked it up.
Yeah, let's do book reports.
I well, so that's the thing. This will technically be my 4th podcast
Oh,
because
look
I
at
started with
you.
this Empirical Pea Pod. I also have a social club, Troglodyte Social Club, where we do science fiction and fantasy. I understand I haven't done anything with that in a long time, but I
Yeah.
have it on my whiteboard labeled out, and I want to get back to it, and I wanna do that still because I just love talking about stuff that I like, and
Yeah. Hell yeah.
who doesn't wanna sit around and watch movies?
Hell yeah.
So did, me and a friend of mine did a whole 10-episode series that never saw the light of day. Yeah, but we
That's cool.
recorded, like man, we did it in one day, we recorded 10 episodes.
Is
They're I
that
don't they're
Courtney?
I didn't say her name on purpose, but yeah,
Oh,
I'll edit it out.
my bad.
You're good. But yeah, yeah, and then I never got to see the light of day, but so this I've just realized that while we're talking, like, I've actually been doing this a lot for a little while now.
Yeah, you gotta suck at something for a little bit to be good at it, you know what I mean?
That's true. Well, yeah, sucked a long time.
I hope this 25-year-old from California texts me back.
So we'll end as we started. The 25-year-old from California.
He's an
Yeah.
Aries moon, a Libra moon, and a Libra rising. Come on. How can you not fall in love with that?
Well, I can tell you why I couldn't, but I also understand why you would.
And he's a bodybuilder. He's hot. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure he's hot. Does he have anything between his ears?
Yes. You think I wouldn't like him, or you think I would like him if he didn't have anything between his ears?
I
Yeah,
don't.
he asks really good questions.
Really? What does that look like? I hate small talk and I'm so bad at it. Like, I don't know. I feel bad about it. 'Cause I feel like I only know how to have deep
Oh.
conversations, and you can't do that with strangers.
Well, yeah. So he asked questions kind of like in a similar manner that you do, actually.
Really.
Like I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm
That's
really
funny because
passionate.
I go out of my way to, like, don't be a host while I'm talking to people. Now I find out that that's the secret.
That's the secret, basically. He's like, I told him I was really passionate about something, so like other things have to go by the wayside. And he's like, really, tell me the top 5 things you're passionate about right now. And I was like, oh, I like this. It's cute.
Well, it's also that's what works for you, and that's a key thing if you're a man. Whatever that works for one person, that doesn't mean it's universal. Don't think that you have one
That's
game
true.
plan.
That's true. But also, like, so recently, we're going off on caveat or a tangent here, but
People have
recently,
listened to the show, they know how it goes.
they know how it goes. Recently, I started talking to this guy that, yes, I met him on TikTok. Just don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I meet lots of people on TikTok these days, but I meet him on TikTok. He's beautiful, gorgeous, stunning, like scary looking tattooed. I mean, like head is tattooed, neck is tattooed. I'm like, yes, give me that. He's in Colorado. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, he asked me out, and I was like, yeah, I would love to go out with you. And it took a long time because obviously I was doing the show and da 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 whatever. So we like booked this date like a few weeks out, but the messages that he's sending me, just like, he's not giving me anything. He's not giving me any personality. He's not giving me any sense of humor. And so I started to feel like really weird about it. I'm like, I kind of really don't want to go out with this guy because like he's not funny. He's not like asking me good questions. He's not
Yeah.
like I all that I know about this man still is that he's just hot. So like I didn't end up going out with him. But like a guy like this who's like giving me his sense of humor, who's like giving me his
He's engaging.
personality. He's engaging. This other guy was like, "Wow, you're hot and you look like a fantasy to me." But there's nothing.
Goes back to
Maybe and maybe
sometimes
there is.
fantasy is a fantasy.
Exactly. And maybe there is something going on inside of his head. He just doesn't articulate it well, but that's not going to work for me.
Yeah, I think that's actually one of my insecurities about having a hard time like texting and just like small talk is because I don't think my personality comes out if you haven't talked to me at least once.
Hmm.
Like if you don't know what I sound like or how I talk, it can be very easily misconstrued via text. And that's
Well, and then in that case, I think it's very important if you think that that's true to be like, I'd love to hop on a call.
right. Well, yeah,
Like
nobody wants to do that anymore. I do that.
if they like you, they'll do it.
Yes, you said that a couple weeks ago when we were having a personal conversation, and it made me step away from the situation. I was like, I know you were right the whole time. Like I even told myself, but I'm like,
Yeah.
well, all right, now all that's left to do is to do. So I have
Yeah.
not. Makes me sad, but I reached back out since.
Oh, boo.
All right, I got a new podcast coming up.
Just find a new crush. It's fine. There's like plenty of people that have crushes on.
There's
Turns out.
so many, like so
So
many.
many. Dude, Colorado. Dude, everyone is fucking hot here. It's obnoxious. It's actually
I
exhausting.
man,
It's exhausting.
so I still actually have resumes posted online for Colorado. I'm like, if the
Really.
right opportunity showed up, I would come back out in a second. Like,
Make it
and
happen, Captain.
yeah, like it's if it happens, it happens. I'm like, but what am I gonna do? And I'm like, well, I feel like if I approach people that I know that live out there and was like, hey, I've already got a job. What are we making this? Can I crash for a little while I get situated? Is better than
No.
being like, hey,
No, you cannot.
I'm not asking you. I have other friends.
I love you.
Yeah, I
No.
like being friends with you. We don't
Me
should not live
too.
together.
100%.
It
My
would be
place
cool to
is
record together though.
it would. My place is dope as fuck, but it's small too.
With
No.
these little zooms in of our giant heads. Well, my giant head. It looks like we're in the same room almost anyway.
Or no
Oh,
next.
I can look. Yeah, it's. I
You look
swear to God, I'm
you look
gone.
like you're wearing a turtleneck, honestly. Are you?
No,
That's fucking
it's
hilarious.
in there.
I see it. I do see it.
Yeah, it's there. So I actually have a problem because I have a thick neck, and these shirts are just like I don't know. You're only allowed to be one size if you're a man.
I don't
These
know why
shirts are
that just
constantly like.
I don't know why that hit me so hard, but that was so funny.
Yeah,
I'm a thick neck. It's a
I don't think I
Taurus
like.
thing.
Is
It's
it?
a fucking Taurus. Yeah, dude. Think about what a bull looks like.
Oh God, you're right. Do
Duh.
look like a bull. And
Kinda.
I have a bull and a ram in me. That's why I'm always like,
That's exactly why. Oh, look, it's Tim's fucking head again. Great. Jesus Christ.
yeah. All right.
So
Well, now I'm starting to feel some kind of way.
I gotta go eat.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go eat.
What are you gonna eat?
But I don't. Oh, I've got that stuff up in the crock pot.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited actually. So I'm gonna go do that. But yeah, get excited. We'll have more information about this show that's coming out. We'll throw out some reels. She'll be on TikTok. Uh, we got a lot to iron out still. We'll have
Yeah.
like a title. I still like deflation ship, but it does need something added to it. Like we'll figure it out. Don't tell us. Don't tell us things.
Don't tell us things. We don't wanna know. You wanna
Yeah.
follow me on TikTok? It's Monami at MON Amy. I talk a lot of shit on TikTok, so
Yeah.
I also have a spicy TikTok, but I'm not gonna tell you guys
Yeah. Well,
the
it's
app for
also
that.
not only do you have a spicy TikTok, but I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag that you have an OnlyFans.
Ah! That's
We
so that's the
we are
part I
gonna
forgot about of the
we are
sex.
gonna purposely not talk about it here, but we will talk about it soon on the new show.
Hey, if you wanna pay money to see my butthole, then do it. I dare you.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
feel like a lot of us are like, why would I pay for something I've seen for free?
Wow! Wow! Because it looks different now, that's why.
You know what? It looks. I'm speculating. Probably looks the best it's ever looked. There you go. Nice butthole, kid.
100%. The boobies, on the other hand.
Oh,
We're not gonna talk about that.
no, that's a
I don't
good
wanna talk.
place to stop. All right. All right.
Love
Yeah,
you!
love you too. Thank you so much. Talk to you.
Okay.